one. Let's go.
This is Rolling to Die, episode 108. Into the sky we go. Hit it, DJ. All right. We have a crackling in the background. Who is that?
Is it me?
It's stopped now. All right, we're good. All right, back to it, guys, girls, and squirrels. This is Rolling to Die. Hey, what are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right. My name is Henry Money, also known as Mayhem the Hermit. For tonight, Princess Ophelia. That's right, guys. I'm playing the princess.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, your character is currently laying as a corpse in the galley.
Oh, yes. Well, you guys have him on the small sky ship that we've been flying on. All right. So, we're going to be introducing everybody. We'll go off next to Dark Trooper.
Greetings and salutations, my fellow meats and peeps. Dark Trooper here. And I will be playing Grismont the Face Splitter and Flemeth the Janitor.
All right. So, yeah, so that's not me that's clicking.
Is it me?
Last but not least, right now he's having some sound difficulties.
It's not me.
No, it's not. We have a DJ Thunderbase here. Something on his side that's going on.
I'm DJ Thunderbase. I'll be playing Droll and Edward.
Thank you. So, while he's doing his thing, I'll be taking care of the premise and story. Do you remember what happened last time for Drunken Dragon Brawlers, Dark Trooper? Or do you want me to cover the premise?
No, I don't.
Timer. Always.
If memory serves, you barely managed to escape the sinking ship of our former colleague, the Necromancer Captain. And Chris managed to grab your character's corpse after he fell in battle. Fell in glorious battle. I forget actually how he falls.
So the premise of what happened is while there was combat ensuing all around all of you, one after another taking on the enemies, finally, someone showed up, used the death spell directly on Scattermace, looking at who was doing the most damage from a distance, seeing it being the one that was guarding the princess. Took him out, and then after that, all of you fought back, taking out one by one the enemies until Drawl threw a whole crap load of grenades all over the one side of the ship. Killed many enemies and also blew up such a big chunk of the ship that it started capsizing, taking on water.
Wow, the captain was yelling, "Stop blowing holes in the ship!"
Pretty much. While they had that happen, while they had that all happen, you guys had to vacate, and you've seen one small ship hanging off the side of this giant great ship, hovering, realizing it was a small sky ship. Enough for a maximum 10 people. You guys party of 7 at most. One that's decayed in time, rest in peace, as the others still alive. You only had maybe a month and a half food on this sky ship. As you set sail and flew off, you had to stay away from the sea for a while. You couldn't get too high in the sky at first until you started looking up healers and found out there's a healer in the sky. So you set sail with your small sky ship to look for this large sky that had a healer that was well known for bringing people back from the dead, even in the worst of conditions. You set sail for a month. It was rough in terrain. You had to take shifts flying and guiding it. Your supplies started running out, and your food did too. And right as all of it was starting to run out for all of you lack of sleep, irritated and having a hard time, lo and behold, I would like for all of you to roll the perception check before we start this rolling die.
Grisma got 19 plus 5, 24.
12 plus 1, 13.
I got a 24 as well. 14 plus 8.
Plymouth got a 5 plus 3, 8.
Okay. So he didn't see much. Now, for that, I would like for everybody to start off with rolling 2d20 for me to start. How we're gonna have.
Mine's actually not. I just read mine. Like I looked below instead of above. I have a plus 6, not a plus 1. So 12 plus 6, 18. For my perception.
Plymouth got a 17, 8 plus 9. Grisma got a 12.
Yep. Weird. Okay. So. 19 and a 12, you said.
Yeah.
DJ Thunderbase, what was your numbers?
I had a 12 plus 6, so 18.
Okay. What was your rolling today?
Haven't done that yet. A 19 and a 5.
12 for me. That one did not roll. There's too many dice there. 12 and 5. Okay, so we got two 19s. So both of you guys have advantage for 4 turns. For Grismot and for Drawl. Fleming, not so much. Alright, guys. I would like for you guys to do a turn of initiative to go on turns to see who goes. For you, Dark Trooper, both your guys are going to go on the. Yeah, we can have them crisscross depending on their initiative.
Here's my guy, 19 plus 3, 22.
8 plus 7, 14.
And Flemeth got a 1 plus 2, 3.
Yup. Alright, gotta find out where this. Echo is coming from.
I don't know where the echo is coming from. Or that weird clicking.
It's not me.
It's not me. I just muted my mic.
Yeah, I'm muted. Alright. Now we got it situated. Back to it, guys, girls, and squirrels.
Do apologize for the difficulties.
Is the clicking on?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
What was that, DJ Thunderbase?
I have to work without my normal mic now because apparently I'm having issues with that. I'm having constant issues on this, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to continue.
Oh dear. Well, yeah, that mic. Yeah, that regular mic is working just fine.
But I don't even know if you guys can hear the music now.
Lightly, we can hear it. That's fine. If you're gonna raise it a little bit, you can. But now it's working much better. Not being distracted. Lama was watching, and then he couldn't stop watching anymore because of the crackle. All right, so back to the initiative, guys. What was yours, Dark Trooper?
Grismont was 19 plus 3, 22. And Flemeth was 10 plus 2, 12.
Okay. And what was yours for Droll, Niger?
8 plus 7, 15.
8 plus 7.
15.
Okay. And look at Ophelia again. She has a plus 3. Not 20 with a 3, with 23. Private chat. What's going on in private chat? Okay. Situation resolved. So, for that, Princess Ophelia, walks up, sees the sky ship maybe 20, 30 kilometers, going, we're getting close. Finally, we found one. I wonder if this one has the sky healer. I believe the ship is called the Sun Cat. Captain Zila is the one that runs this one, as she says. You guys all want to try to dock on board?
Sure.
So as we go in steadily, who's the one who wants to pilot the small sky ship to guide across? See if they'll allow us to cross.
You guys want Grisma to do it?
Oh God, no. We all die. So let's play rollies. Everybody roll 1d20 and see who has the highest. Got 4.
Grisma,
That was not me.
Grisma got 14.
What about your Fleming?
A 2.
So lo and behold, Grisma. And we start heading towards. Now I want you to do a dexterity check for me, please.
A 9 plus 3, 12.
12. Okay. And a level 10, you just barely succeed. You guide it close, you kind of graze it a little bit, you stop it a little bit, and then you keep it within par as the hooks come across.
Like Galaxy Quest, right?
In a sense, yeah. See him starting to hook a little bit. You see a familiar face. Whenever you roll a perception check for me to see if you see who this familiar face is on this other ship waving at you, allowing you to dock.
21, 16.
What'd you get, DJ Thunderbase?
$17+6.
23.
Plymouth got 15 plus 3, so 18.
Okay. And a 13 plus what's hers? 3, so she got 16. All right, so all of you see Popeye the Sailor Monk waving on top of this big sky ship. Oh, see, how you guys doing? I can't really copy him as good as he did. He did better. I gotta rewatch some Popeye. Help me. See him waving in one hand, and the other hand having a nice beverage. The other guards lower down their weapons and turn away. Start docking, and you see your platform run across. And this sits on a small metal bar dock that makes it so you can just go across with us without wasting energy. So, you guys all want to vacate off it? We'll leave the other people that are not being NPC'd right now or played on the spare ship or to their quarters.
I say we leave the guys in their quarters, and then everybody else vacates the ship.
All right.
We'll let them just hang out there and just resupply.
Yeah, the only person you bring out is the corpse of Auric Scattermace.
Over the shoulder of very very not very very unpolitely over Grismod's shoulder.
Yes. You see him walking and the dead body just bouncing, flip, flap, flap, flap. A couple of rounds of ammo just drop out of the pocket occasionally.
Everybody just looking at you is like, is that a corpse?
Some people know who Scattermace is, so they're in shock and awe. You see Sailor Monk going, "Oh, what happened? You know, when you guys disappeared, I found a ship and I left, and you guys found me, and he's dead. What happened?" As he asks both Drawl and he asks Grismot and Clement.
It's like, how should Grismod goes? How should I know? All was just stupid sea witch, this giddy sea witch pointing at him, and he died.
And he looks over all confused as a spellcaster, young mage woman walks past going, "Sounds like she used a spell called Die. Very dangerous, very high level. Must have been dealing with somebody very strong."
Grismod just shrugs his shoulders like, "Oh, really? She was a stupid fishy bitch anyway."
Her eyes are all big from what you just said, going, "Never heard those words put together before."
You need to get out more, love.
As they start getting the people to grab the medics, all of you see all of them stop as a woman in blue robes walks down the steps towards all of you. You see her with a mace in one hand glowing, and in her other hand, magical aura glowing in her hand like healing. Black long hair, blue eyes, and you see this golden silver brimmed tiara across her head with a blue gem in it. She walks up and looks at all of you. "Captain Zila, I'm also the Sky Healer. Sky Healer Zila. I am the cleric that brings back most from death. And you are."
Grismod goes, hits his chest, and goes, "Oi, big Grismod. This corpse here be Scattermace. Can you bring him back?" And he unceremoniously just chucks him down to the ground.
Flops and thud. And she looks over with shock and awe, knowing who he is. "He saved me years ago. Wow, how the tables have turned finally. And you must be great friends. His body is built together. How'd he die? I heard a spell. Is that correct?"
Yeah, some fishy bitch pointed at him, and he died.
She nods. "It's gonna take a day or two. I need to work downstairs in the corridor. Mind you, we are in dragon territory as we're flying through the skies." And she looks over
Cracks his knuckles, and goes, "I'm on fighting dragons."
She sees Princess Ophelia and looks over, going, "Keep this princess safe. Droll, you. I heard you're a great monk. I'm going to forewarn all of you. We do have dragon eggs on this ship. We did take a few. For barter and trade. The dragons should not have known that we have them or not. But if we do come under any kind of fire, how to pay your dues for what I'm about to do to help you, you keep this ship afloat at all costs."
Oi, boss.
Draw this given to like a it's partial dragon.
You go to the partial deck.
Basically just enlarges a bit but doesn't fully turn into a dragon.
Okay. Everybody else looks at you in like shock. Some people are confused with their hands and their weapons. As you see the cleric Zila putting her hand down, and they're all starting to let go of their weapons. She looks over, going, "When we mentioned dragons, you transform into something like a dragon. Honey, you need to warn people. Dragonborn or not, warn people. You are a scary black dragon." And you see a giant crossbow bolter sitting about maybe 30 feet, maybe 40 feet at most, across from you that was pointing at you, and then starts turning back, looking out in the sky again.
Wouldn't that be called a ballista?
Yes, thank you.
My brain went to somewhere else.
Good thing I didn't turn into the full dragon quite yet. Good thing my players.
No, we're not offended. Well, right off ripping, roar, do 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 do, oof. Oh, character. It would have been dark and funny. So, you guys are on the ship now. You get Princess Ophelia with you. The rest of the guys are staying on the small ship. They're just going to route back and reload on the small ship for a gateway ship just in case. If not, for more than. So, what are you guys going to do in your turn order? As Grisma, you're next. And then DJ's on base, you're after him.
Grismount looks around at all the soldiers and just snorts at them. He goes, "Oi, you stupid gits! Where can one get a good drink? Where can I get me some grog?"
They look at you and you say grog in confusion. I wonder what you mean.
Grismount rolls his eyes, goes, "Alcohol, you stupid gits! Alcohol!"
They nod their head and they point at a couple barrels that are outside, that are hanging out there on the ship, and then they point downstairs in the lower decks where there's more in the kitchen there. You guys want to walk around and see who the characters are, and do you want me to explain them as you're walking around?
Sure.
Take these guys, move them down here. We'll leave these guys here.
Let me think. With Flemeth will be just tailing Grismont for now.
All right, hang on with Grismont.
Joel's gonna head up towards the crow's nest.
Crow's Nest?
Yep.
All right, so what I'm going to do is, as you guys are walking, For Droll first, you look over and nod your head, and you start walking past everybody. You see this halfling man dressed as a samurai kind of style. You see a giant machine behind him standing there as a bodyguard with a golem, a big blade on one hand and a saw blade on the other hand. You look over and you see a man holding some kind of form of pistol and a club that looks like it's sparking electricity with a funny helmet on like he's breathing heavy. You see a woman looking around and trying to scout the sky and pulls out this. It looks like a bow at first and it shifts into a giant scythe. You see a male water genasi standing tall, waving the water around as he's pulling the water from the sky and making it into kind of like a protection shield around the ship. You see another dragonborn. You see a white dragonborn. And then also, you see a bald, big, red-bearded, 8-foot-tall Goliath man with a big, giant hammer and shield. And then you see a bunch of barrels. You realize one barrel's a little bigger than the other barrels. And it pops open, and there's another dwarf in it, looking around with his axes, and he jumps back in his barrel and rolls around like he's hiding, trying to make sure that no one does anything. Finally, besides the crew you see at the very front with the ballista, you see another mechanized machine. You see the back open up and seed come out. You see a gnome man walk out and look around. So who are you guys? Who are these guys? As this is going to be for Chris and for Grisma and for Clement. As for you, Devante, you started walking up and climbing up to the top of the crow's nest. Now, while you're climbing up to the top of the crow's nest, the wind is very heavy and high as you're climbing. So I need you to do either acrobatics or athletics, but I need to do it as a straight roll. Because it's supposed to be disadvantage, but you have advantage, so it's a straight roll.
Crooked it again. And again, geez. 14 plus 7, 21. Finally, geez.
21?
I got a 16
Okay.
for Flemeth.
Okay, so for
This was a roll because I'm climbing up something.
for draw, you climb up. The wind is hard. It keeps tugging at you. You finally pull up a little higher. And as you do, the wind tugs you and you hang off for a second because of your wings. You tuck them back in and you pull yourself forward. You finally climb to the top and realize that there's safety harnesses and a certain way that the edges are built so the wind doesn't throw you off. All right, now I'll get back to you in 1 second. Now we're going to go to Grismont and Clement. As you guys are walking, you see this small little gnomish man. He walks up to both of you with his wrench in his hand, lifts up going, so, any of you guys got some nuts and bolts or anything here? Any spare scrap I can work with? I can use it. I'm making my machine right here. It needs a few more adjustments. A couple more pieces. Dirty metal. Spare.
Grisma grabs him by the scruff and picks him up to look at him in dead of the eyes like, oh my god, no.
What is wrong with you? Ah! He's just dangling as you're picking him up. What do you say to him?
Now you got a flailing gnome.
Maybe you got a flailing gnome.
You're a wee little lad. You're a wee little git, aren't you?
You think I'm wee little until I get in my machine and I'll show you who goes big? You green freaking mushroom.
No. Then the gnome just whacks him with the lunch in the face.
Grabs his wrench, looks at you, and smacks you in the nose.
Oh, there you go.
Roll
Oh,
for
I like you. Grismont then puts him down just and gently, and then goes as he's chuckling, goes, "Oh, I like you."
as you say that, you see him skitter his little feet right back to his machine. You see the eyes light up and turn around and walk up to you, and just looks at you all scared and crazy at the same time. Going, if I need to fight, I know I can fight in this. As what does Fleming say in this?
Plymouth just kind of just mutters to himself, like, because remember, don't dwarves and gnomes don't like each other, don't they? Or they?
Some dwarves and gnomes don't like each other. It depends on the faction.
So he just mutters to himself. It's a nice machine, but like, it could be better. In a kind of like a off shouting like elder song, like he's just trying to give like a like a passive aggressive compliment.
You hear the gnome respond back. Oh yeah, you dwarves always trying to dog on us for making our machines when our machines are better than yours. You and your giant, guardians that go crazy and accidentally kill everybody sometimes. Your golems. You guys forget you put freaking cores in them and they go nuts. And then the machine raises up. It's like, our gnomish machines are superior. And you see the steam buckle through the back, and then you see it like spark for a second, and the lights go on and off. And he's like, "Come on, damn it! They're trying to show off!" And you hear him hitting the inside, and you hear it spark and turn back on, and the lights come back on. It looks right back at you.
Then Plymouth and Grismont just start rolling on the ground laughing. It's like, oh, it's superior technology, eh? Oh.
As you say that, one of the other the dwarf rolls his barrel right to you and pops up and goes, the only reason I think his armor is even kind of damaged in any way is we fought a couple dragons a week ago and he still needs a few more parts. You see Princess Ophelia walk up behind you two with a few spare parts that were from Scattermates and hands them like they're like a couple plates of metal. You see the machine happily accept them and take them. You see the gnome jump right out and start trying to bolt them to certain parts, and you see the parts connect properly with the electricity. You see the eyes light up even brighter than before. You see it turn back and go back into stationary mode. He's like, now back to my duty of fighting dragons if they come around. So, the rest of you guys, what are you gonna do, Grisma, before you head off to find some alcohol of sorts?
Did you say there was a
Your
shop?
dwarven friend. Do you want to add this other dwarf?
Did you say there was a shop on board?
There is downstairs.
Grismont heads towards the shop, while Flemeth stays and chats with the other dwarf.
All right. That works wonderfully. So, as you head down the steps, you see a dark corridor first, steps further down. The last of your movement gets you to the edge. Doesn't get you into the full shop yet, but it'll get you there. All right, for Fleming, you have this other dwarven friend sitting here talking to him, going, "My friend, you kind of resemble somebody that I know, a king, but you're younger." As he mentions to you, he goes, You ever heard of the great King Deadaxe?
Phyllis goes, I've heard of him, but I've been spending most of my life in my monastery for most of my life. It's only within the last decade or so I've been out and about.
His eyes get big, like he had seen a ghost. He heard a story and a folk tale, all connected along those lines. He looks back and humbles. You see him pop into his barrel of armor, muttering to himself. Now, you want to roll a perception check me to see hear what he's muttering?
Hang on.
Good. We only have one more turn with that.
14 plus 3, 17.
With a 17, you hear the other dwarf going, "The story is true. The prince is around. Deadax's son is around. He is alive. He wasn't just lost at the monastery, he trained at the monastery. I go to let people know. But how? Oh, where's my messenger stone? It's not in here. Wait, he's still outside. I gotta go talk to him." He pops back out and you see his big bushy mustache right out. Like Dr. Robotnik style, just poof out.
Is it curled?
Oh yeah, a bit curled. Crazy and a little singed on one side.
Well, yeah, if you're fighting dragons, you gotta get a little singe.
He looks at you and goes, "My friend, how old are you by my chance?"
How old did I say he was again?
Like 30 something, 40. Yeah, 30
I think
something.
it was 30 something.
Yeah, which is around the time for Deadax's reign. As his eyes get big, and he goes, "Later we're going to need to talk, but hopefully you'll survive until then." He looks at you and he hands you a pendant. And he goes, "It's a pendant of protection, my friend. I was gifted it by the king himself. And I gift it to you. I believe you're the lost prince of the dwarves."
I'd say the pendant looks like a ring, but the design on the ring is in the dragon shape, and it's made out of like almost like a jadish kind of thing.
All right, you got that, Dark Trooper?
Huh?
It's a jade
what,
dragon ring amulet.
A dragon ring?
Yep, made from jade.
Made from jade. So you got the jade dragon ring pendant with a necklace attachment to it. This will give you a save on your death saves. I'll give you an extra, which we'll go into that later. And also, it'll make it so you gain protection from one element of destruction to the
I'll just use the prayer beads.
right. So we'll get that all situated at the time.
I'll modify it. We'll modify it later.
Okay, Droll. Back at the crow's nest. What are you doing when you are on the crow's nest? You want to roll a perception check? You want to check around?
I'm already thinking 11 plus 6, 17.
17. All right. That's your perception? Okay, so you look around for 17. See all the crewmen moving around doing their job, tightening up, repairing and fixing things. You see them steering it accordingly. You look over and you see two propeller engines, one on each side, double engine. You notice that it's hovering with a energy core that's more down in the center area. You look and see clouds above at first, and the sun getting to a right above you, noonish kind of sky. Noonish to one-ish. You look forward. You see a silhouette. Wide wings. You don't see it coming directly at you, though. You see it flying into the clouds. You see something else
Is there someone?
flying into the clouds, fighting
Is
it.
there someone in the crow's nest with me?
Like there's. You're gonna what
I
now?
said, is there someone in the crow's nest with me?
No, right now you are the only person in the crow's nest because everybody was taking the shift change and no one decided to go in there.
Okay. Okay.
You can see the banner. The banner is a black cat flying in the sun. And it's called the Sun Cat Skyship.
Can I see any like telescopes here? Like just laying in there or anything? Is there anything like laying down the road?
Yes, you have one singular telescope that you can use that is on the ground that is attached to a little latch you can just pull off and just put it back on.
Okay, I'm gonna use that and try to use that silhouette.
Okay, so now roll with advantage for your
I have actual advantage on perception anyway.
all right, roll. Let me know again. It gets higher than 7.
6.
Okay, 25. So with a 25, you look across and you see a goldish looking dragon. But usually gold dragons, breathe usually just fire. You see it fighting a different dragon that's more, it's blue in the sky. At first, you see the blue dragon hit the goldish dragon with the blue lightning across it. You see the dragon shake, and you see it has more than one head. The other two heads start sparking lightning as the wings open up and it has a gold lightning spark back at this blue dragon. And then right after it does that, all three of the mouths breathe fire. Realizing you can breathe with fire and lightning.
Oh boy.
As it knocks down this blue dragon in the sky, and you see it flying and plummeting down hundreds and hundreds of feet, smashing into the ocean as you guys are flying past.
I yell down to the captain. Hey, we might want to be careful. There seems to be a dragon fight up ahead.
As you say that, everybody looks up at you, grabs the arms, and you hear a noise of. The ballistas start loading in. You start seeing them shift the regular ammo into their explosive ammo. You start seeing the golems run at double time speed. You start seeing the mechanic gnome run his machine, start having it run at high pace. You see the dwarven man that was talking to Fleming get to arms, grab his two axes, slash his biceps with his two axes, and just ignite them in lightning.
And just as they're doing this, I also say, beware! One has more than one head and power.
Right when you say that, the sub captain walks up The big barbarian Goliath walks up, going,
Did you just say more than one head?
Yeah, and power.
he looks in his book. You see a dragon head on it with more than one head. And he looks up and realizes one of the Sky King dragons is here.
But when you steal eggs from a dragon, what do you expect?
Right? You guys sell some eggs, but not everybody knows this yet. So, the question is, what's going to happen next? I would like for all of you to roll a survival check for me, please, as a team.
17 plus 2, 19.
18 plus 5, 23 for Grismont.
Plus 9, wow. I got 13 plus 9 for Ophelia.
For Flemeth, it's 9 plus 3, 12.
Anybody that didn't get over 14 failed. So one failed. Was that both your Star Trooper or only one
Just
failed?
Flemeth.
All right, Plymouth failed. Grismont, he succeeded. Drawl. What was yours again?
19. 17 plus 2, 19.
19. Now for the crew. Success, success, fail, success, fail, success, and success. And that's 20. Nice. Okay. You guys succeed with 10-6. Skyship starts maneuvering. Everybody braces and holds. They tell everybody to hang on. Grismont, as you're walking down the stairs just kind of shift and you throw yourself back and forth and bounce down the rest of the steps.
He starts yelling, "Oh, he's talking young," as he's falling down the stairs. Then he just starts bumping head first down the stairs, and then he hits the bottom. He's like down with his arms stretched out, with his head up, like, "You could have warned me, you stupid gits."
You hear a chuckling from the Tiger Man. I like this guy. He doesn't know how to tie ropes. So, welcome to my shop in Wares. Green Orcish man? What are you?
Eyes the boys. What are you stupid tiger git?
Well, I'm the meanest kitty cat you'll ever meet.
As Grismont's crumbling
As
and
you-
getting up.
He looks over and smiles, going, I like you. My father told me about a orc that fought him many years ago with hunger. You can meet an orc myself that's green. I love it. He smirks and smiles. Welcome to my shop. Is there anything you would like to buy? Before we get to you for that buying thing, back to the guys that are on top of the ship. Drawl, you hang on for dear life onto the crow's nest as everything swings and sways back and forth, using your wings to glide and protect you. For Fleming, I'm going to need you to do a acrobatics or athletics check, please. As you're sliding near the edge, you will have some help because you will have the other dwarf helping. Wow. Okay.
I
What did you?
got a
What did
5
you?
plus. I got a 12.
Okay. Good thing he rolled really high. He rolled a nat 20. Right as you step and lose your footing, like you're about to get flung off into the sky and fall to your death, the other dwarf grabs you right by your arm and pulls you right back in and throws a rope to you that's tied to a part of the ship. I would suggest to have some of this on at all times, at least when you're up here. This rope is magical. It will go and attach itself to somewhere else when it's needed. What do you say or do to that,
I
Fleming?
yell, thanks. Thanks for grabbing me, my friend.
All right. Now, back to Princess Ophelia. She holds on for dear life, swinging and swaying her little, like, 110-pound body. You guys have a freaking, like, teenager swinging around about to die. Help me! Ah! She finally grabs the ropes and hangs on, pulls herself up, and uses the wind element of her own energy to calm herself down.
What about our ship? Does it come with us?
It is. It is hooked to the side of the ship, steady and sturdy. And it's just a smaller ship on the side of it. You see Princess Ophelia heading down the stairs as well. Funny enough, she trips and falls down the stairs almost the same way that Grismon does. Comedically and all. So, Brawl, what are you doing before we go back to Grismon?
I am I am going to basically just be getting in position, ready to fight.
All right. Any spells or anything you want to hold up or ready or prepared?
I am going to actually hold Thunder Wave.
Gonna hold Thunder Wave. Okay, so if you see an enemy,
Well,
or
that
anything
was
that's
my
in it,
that is my bad. Whoopsie.
wrong character.
No, dyslexia. I accidentally looked at Thunder and thought it was Thunder Wave. Sorry, Whip. That's
All right.
normal.
All right. So you hold that action for you see a dragon flying across the sky. Fleming, what's the last thing you do before we go back to Brisbane?
I just tie myself down real sturdy.
You prepared for combat in any way? Have any weapons out or anything? As you heard, that there's dragons about.
Well, I got my quarterstaff, but that's about it. Not really much else I can do. Let me check my inventory.
Let me see.
As you do that, Princess Ophelia. Oh, I took his. She gets up holding her butt going, ow. And then sees the cat man going, Kitty! And he looks over going, oh, tiger man, please. And she goes, well, what do you do? I sell wares. What do you do? I'm one day to be a ruler of everything if I don't screw up. And he just kind of looks at her confused. You see the knight is standing there at the engine looking over going, that's Princess Ophelia. I would suggest not to piss her off, let alone disrespect her and her bodyguards. That big green guy that's standing there right there about to buy your wares to rip your head off for fun. Tiger Man looks over and realizes who she is. Goes, well, you guys get discounts. How about that? So what is Fleming's doing? Anything for his inventory?
No, I don't have anything that can help me on the ship.
Oh, you can always go down to the shop as well.
Yeah, I think I'll head towards the shop.
You head towards the shop and you realize the rope unties itself and wraps to your hip. And as you walk away, it starts wrapping random things to make sure that you don't get flung off until You get to a certain distance and let's go again. Grabs back to your hip. Now, the magical aura of each rope is unique. Goes by your character. Now, what would that magical aura of Fleming be around this rope?
Blue.
So he has a blue magical aura rope wrapping around him at times. Occasionally just glowing, going back to brown, to blue, sparkling. You start running down the steps. I want you to do a acrobatics or athletics check for me as you're running down the steps. As you start noticing everybody keeps tripping on the damn steps.
Almost like there's a certain spell on those steps that makes everybody trip. 19, 12 plus 7.
The 19. You feel this strange rope poke at your feet and you stop. You notice it glow dark. And you look over and see a man sleeping beside the doorway. Like he was supposed to be a guard. He placed a rope there for security purposes, but that was his shift 4 hours ago. He's still out. Is there something you want to do about that? He keeps tripping people back down the steps. The only one that didn't get tripped was the cleric, because she knew. She was chuckling, writing down his name.
Flemeth gives him a swift kick in the boots and go, "Boy, you're supposed to be standing guard, you stupid bastard."
You kick him. Rope wraps right back around him. He gets up. You see him run out the door, right back up to the crow's nest. Or heading there, hopefully.
Oh, I should have done something funnier. Oh well.
He still talks shit before he runs out the door.
It's like, you better not fall asleep up in this crow's nest, you stupid bastard.
Well, the dragons might eat your bitch ass. So, you head down the stairs. You see Princess Ophelia and Grismont talking with the man wares. You want to join with the conversation for the shopping part?
Yeah.
And Draw, if you want to join, let us know. Shopping!
Shopping?
Before murder. I mean, you see the tiger man go.
So, my name is Kamish. Nice to meet you. There anything magical items you're looking for? Potions of healing, swords of hurting somebody, or just need to refill some ammo or food. I can give you any which way. What would you prefer? I'll give a good easier.
Is this shopkeep also a craftsman?
No. He was not. He was just a shopkeep that has whatever supplies he has. There might be a craftsman over here to ask.
Grismont grunts and goes, "Do you happen to have a craftsman on board?"
Why, craftsman, you can have me.
Because he whips out that giant giant dragon bone femur he got from a couple episodes ago, and says, "I want to make something out of this."
And his eyes are all bulged out like,
How are you holding that? How are you that strong?
I'm an orc.
the guards.
Always be an orc.
He looks at you and goes, there is one. He's a wizard man. There's a dwarf. The far back corner of that ship. On the right hand side. Salad, I believe. So he mentions that to you. Is there anything else you want to do before you want to buy wares before you head off that way, or anything for
Grisman
Grisma?
also grunts and goes, "Thank you, love. Could you also have any magical items that will help one fly?"
He looks at you and goes,
I have a couple of things. I got a cloak of bats. I can turn you into a bat. You can flap around. Or I got these shoes.
he pulls out these shoes with little wings on them.
They change sizes by what you put for your feet.
And I look down as he sees your feet and realizes you're not wearing shoes. You're just porky toes. And he just sees them going, "Arr."
You don't even have shoes.
I don't need them. You wouldn't by any chance have any rockets on you, would you?
A rocket.
And the guard looks over going, he means an artificer. Yeah, we don't have one of those in the ship right now. The only thing we do have for that is we do have rockets, but they're only useful what the captain says. Technically, the guy that you're going to might be an artificer too, so you might ask him some questions. But
Grisma gets squints at him eye and just grunts. He goes, "I'll take the boots."
So the boots it is. That'll be 300 gold.
as he smiles at you.
I got 64 gold.
Well, with your adventures, you've gained at least a few hundred worth of time. We'll have Princess Ophelia walks up though and hands you a pouch of gold of 500. He goes, "This is payment. Now keep me protected, please." And she looks over, going, "Got any candy?"
Candy, really?
Oh yeah, I have 1 platinum.
He sees the 1 platinum, looks right at you, he snatches it out of your hand, throws the boots right at you. Deal. You see him fighting it.
It's real.
It's real. He puts it in his pocket.
Grismont grunts as he grabs as the boots come flying at him. It's like, huh. The boots then just automatically fly to his shoes and just form around his feet. It's like, huh. He's just like, huh?
All confused at first. You first attach these boots. Now you have to put them on through your equipment later on too. But when you do, you start feeling your feet get lighter. And for the first time, you feel like you're hovering as you notice the little flapping wings start flapping like crazy. But lo and behold, because you're an orc, they flip you upside down and hang you upside down for a second. You're just hovering upside down. Your head is just barely touching the ground. You're just swaying. And then they finally flip you back to your feet properly after like a minute or so.
And you're like, what the zog?
Princess Ophelia laughed so hard, chuckling at you, like it was for her.
Now for Flemeth, I also will give him a. I'll also get him a boots of levitate, some flying boots. And this time I
He looks
actually
over. Oh yes, he goes,
Those are my last 2 pair. After that, I'm out. I have a potion of flying for anybody, but it only lasts an hour.
also a
From
potion.
its size, it takes. I'll take the potion and a couple extra healing potions if you got them.
Pulls out and rummages through a few things, sees a bottle fly around, crossed over his shoulder. Oh, I don't need that one anymore. and opens and sets this case in front of you with 12 greater healing potions.
What would you like to buy?
I'll take 4 of the greater healing potions.
That'll be 200 gold.
And he smiles at you.
And that levitation potion, if you got it.
He hands it to you and says,
100 gold.
Deal.
and he smiles, going, you know what, you bought so much. He throws an extra greater healing potion.
Here's a deal.
You get one free, he says. Princess Ophelia asks him for where his candy and wares and his food and items are. He just starts buying out all his unique snacks. As he goes,
I'm not going to get another shipment for 3 months. And she bought everything and put it in a bag. Where did it all go? I need one of those.
and she puts her stuff in a bag of holding. She better eat those baked goods before they get bad. So back to the top. Draw. You're up there and the wind is blowing. You see the guard from earlier that just got kicked and nudged to wake up, climbing up the top. What do you say or do when this happens?
Boy, look lively. We seem to be getting ready for a fight. So don't need to die while you're up here.
Tall, lanky man looks at you going, hey man, my shift, I missed it, I'm sorry, but who the hell are you?
I'm Draw.
So we fight dragons and now we have some more hired. I thought we just had one dragonborn, here we have two. Okay. While this is happening, the sky, the clouds around you start getting dark. I want everybody here to do another survival check for me, please.
10 plus 2, 12. Ooh.
Net 1 plus 3.
Oh!
For Flemeth.
What about Grismont?
Okay, the 7 plus 5, 12. I got 12.
Okay. The only one that passed was Princess Ophelia with a nat 20.
Really?
Clouds get dark. The sky folds around. Lightning starts striking everywhere. Finally, you see wings above Draw. As you keep looking through, you see more than one dragon. You see more than one kind of bird. As the clouds around open up and disperse, you're surrounded as your whole ship is trying to fly at a certain pace. And these dragons and birds are keeping up to a certain pace. Some are fighting each other. Some are looking directly at the ship. So, on that note, kind of see what they're going to roll. Nat 1, Nat 2,
Okay.
nat 1 again, a 7. Wow! All of them. So this is strange. They all come in for a big Hail Mary of destroying your ship, thinking they're going to hit you. You see dragons charging up with fire. You see them blazing and lightning striking past you. You see fireballs shooting past the ship. You guys are gliding right past like it's nothing. Birds and monsters trying to slash and claw and just missing every time.
Damn good pilot.
The ballista,
Gee, what? Were they trained by the stormtroopers?
the ballista shot does a dirty 20. Hits the one big bird and it explodes in the sky, falling down. We gotta reload, hang on! As it goes back to your guys' turn. Alright, Princess Ophelia. Realize we're being rocked, going, what's going on? The guards pull out their weapons, going, dragons are here. They want the eggs, and they want to take down this ship. So that means they're going to destroy this energy core. And you look over and see this pyramid-looking energy. Last, the ball inside of energy floating up and down, going like electricity bouncing around in it. And it's spinning super fast, floating in the center of this crystal pyramid.
How many eggs are there?
I would say about 4 or 5. 5. There are 5 eggs. Also, a random coffin. You're sitting next to a storage room area where the energy.
Flemeth runs up the stairs to go see the captain about an idea for them to dodge the dragons.
All right, you go to the guy that's steering the ship. What do you do and say when you do that?
She shouts, "Ahoy, Captain! I have an idea to help keep us away, keep the dragons away. I noticed we had 5 dragon eggs on board. Let's take 2 of the eggs and throw them as far as we can. And the dragons will them."
The Goliath commander looks at you. I've tried that once. You get 2 or 3 dragons that leave. You still have 3 or 4 dragons on your ass. You just have to get through their land and sky and hold off long enough. Once we get past where our other ships are, we take hold of press fire.
Look,
Sounds like they don't want the eggs. I want you to do a persuasion check for me and see if that will convince him in any kind of formality to talk to the cleric boss.
8 plus 5, 13.
No. He looks at you, kind of believes you, and goes, we're still going to do it our way, but if something happens, we'll reconsider your option.
That's all. Then Flemeth nods and goes, "That's all I ask, Captain. I trust your judgment." I go, "All right, Captain. I trust your judgment."
He nods, holds back as the sky is opening up more where the clouds are. Okay. What is Grismont doing?
Grismont's still trying to figure out how to keep his boots from not turning him into a circle, so he can figure out how to fight with them. So he's still on in the galley.
Yeah. Besides that, you start feeling everything rocking and moving back and forth and shit. Kind of like it's hard to keep balance naturally anyways. You see some items shifting back and forth, sliding across the floor. Even the other people are starting to brace themselves with that. Looks like we might be having more problems soon, as the knight smacks his shield, smacks his sword against the shield and it glows. What do you do, Grisma? Look around? Do you want to talk to somebody? Do you want to go back up? Do you want
No, I think
to
I'll
warn
just keep
people?
trying to figure out how my boots work.
All right, take your time with that. Roll a acrobatics or athletics check to see if you can be fast enough to control them.
4 plus 10, 14.
Barely succeed.
I'm not
As
very
they
good
finally
tonight.
calm. No, that's fine. Dice rolls happen that way. You barely succeed as they flap down and you slow down. You look over and realize now you can fly when you need to. Unless someone casts a spell on your shoes, then you're screwed. Don't fight a wizard in the sky. You might just be a dick.
Ooh,
Exactly. So, roll. It will now be your turn. As now you see dragons, and I want you to do a perception check to see which ones you are mainly going to focus on. You do your spell that you were talking about that you were holding.
14 plus 6. 14 plus 6, 30, 20.
30 20, okay. So, the 30 20, you look over and you see a copper and bronze dragon to your left. You look to your right, you see a rook bird, a giant hawk, and then a giant eagle. You look slightly to your left from the straight front of the ship. See another bird dragon. Then you look ahead. And you see that silhouette you saw earlier getting closer. Finally, you don't even need the binoculars to see them or the telescope. You see big golden wings with 3 heads. You see it flapping its wings angrily. You see lightning sparking from its wings, generating energy as fire is breathing from its mouth.
Okay.
So what do you say or do, Drawl, as you see this? As the other guy that's standing next to you is praying to like 20 different necklaces of different gods and just hoping that one of them works.
Okay, so how far away
I wonder if
is
anybody
it?
got that.
How far away is
What
it?
was that?
Check 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Here, yeah, I was counting. 75 to 80 feet.
Uh,
And then it's not clear height wise, about 100 feet altogether.
Alright, I'm going to fire a guiding bolt at it and since it's not close enough for the other one.
All right, so fire a guiding bolt.
14 plus 6, 30, 20.
A dirty 20 just barely hits. As you hit it, where do you hit it with this guiding bolt?
Just like aiming for its core mainly. That's doing 13 or 18 damage.
Damage. All right. You hit it with guiding bolt with the medium hits. One of the heads looks right at the other one is paying attention to one of the creatures on one side, and the other one is paying attention to the ballista, trying to know when it's going to fire.
That's all I can do.
All right. Princess Ophelia runs back upstairs, sees what's happening, freaking out. And there is it. Here we go. I'm going to do my own guiding bolt. Let's see, what did I roll? A 27 to hit. So I hit with 27. And you see me strike the same dragon you did. But it's from beneath you instead of where you're at, because you're in the crow's nest. The last thing she does is she's going to hold an action, and she raises her hand in the air, and you see ice form around her hand slowly. Now, Chris, back to you. What are your two crazy and crazy you're going to do?
Grismont starts running up the stairs after Ophelia. Now that he has mastery over his boots, to go see what's going on.
All right. What about Fleming?
Flemeth is currently helping the captain, asking the captain if he needs what he can do to help.
He looks over going, just make sure I can keep steering this thing. And make sure those engines don't go out. We're not really going to go anywhere, are we? The core makes us float. But the engines make us go forward and back. So, how that's happening, your Grismont makes it to the top, right behind Princess Ophelia. What does he say or do when he gets to her?
He takes off his rather stylish hat and gives it to Princess Ophelia and says, "Hold on to this, love." And takes out this rather stylish aviator's cap and goggles and puts it on his head.
You just put a Flyer Boy reference in there. I love that. All right. Are you going to get ready to try to go and fly?
Yep. That's why I put it on. He
Roll
takes,
an acrobatic.
he takes the goggles and takes him down over his eyes and just smacks him in the face.
Roll acrobatics for athletics to see how you run and jump off the ship and start flying.
A 7 plus 10, 17.
Now you're flying right here.
Flemeth sees the orc just jump off the side, goes, "Crazy ass orc. Why do you always jump?"
That's funny. Princess Ophelia, when she first sees the orc jump, she goes, "Nuts again, not another one!" And then sees you flying, going, "Oh, they did work. Okay. I thought he was too heavy." These flying boots let you know do have a weight limit. You are within it, though, you're fine. But if you're carrying somebody, you're at half speed, you carry too much weight, you can't fly at all.
Now I'm
and I
gonna learn
start,
about the hard way.
I start, I Guttersmod somehow starts looking like Tarzan from the Disney Tarzan movie, and starts surfing the wind waves towards one of the dragons.
You see, low perception check. See what you see.
A 9, 4 plus 5.
Luckily, your goggles are on, so you have advantage. So you can roll one more time.
12 plus 5, 17.
There you go.
You see the two dragons ahead of you. You smirk and smile, and you run, and both your axes ignite with flames as you run and jump in the air, flying at them. At first, the dragons chuckle, seeing an orc jump off a sky ship, thinking it's going to plummet to its doom. Then they start noticing it's keeping level with them, and it's actually flying at them. They're like, "Wait, orcs can fly?"
They go, "Oh bugger!" One goes, "Oh bugger!"
Dragons are intelligent enough to talk too.
He goes,
So,
"Wait a minute, that one can't fly. Orcs can't fly. Oh bugger!" Ah! Ah!
roll 2 attacks for me. Which one are you hitting? One or both?
Both. I got 11 for one and a 16 for the other.
Both of them sadly miss as you slash and miss past both of them. AC is 17 for them. But you still have an action that can attack one more time if you like.
Okay, I swing around and come back for another attack. One is a 24, 14 plus 10. The other one is a 12.
So, nice, nice. Okay, so 14 plus 10 is 24, that hits. 12 misses. But you hit one of the dragons. Which one do you hit, the wide wing or the thin winged one?
I'll say the thin wing.
All right, so you missed the wide wing one as it moved and maneuvered past you. The thin wing one went under you as you slashed downward and smacked it in the head, right with your axe.
I got a I got a 5 plus 4, 9 damage. I also have this thing called Vex. If you hit a creature with the hand axe, it deals damage to the creature. You have the advantage on the next attack roll against the creature before the ends of the next turn.
There you go.
Nice.
So next turn, you get advantage. You're attacking with this. So,
Okay, I guess that Fleming just looks at him, just looks like look over and watches the orc just attacking these dragons. It's like it just sighs. It's like not again.
starts laughing and chuckling.
I think the captain looks over. It's like he's done this before. It's like, and he just and the orc, the guy, the dark Fleming just sighs. He goes, "Sadly, yes."
What do you mean he's done this before? How many times? And what do you mean, yes? You have some crazy friends. I'm a goddamn barbarian and I don't do crazy shit like that.
He's an orc. He's a crazy by nature.
You know, you got me on that every orc I've ever seen. But this one is green. Most of them are gray. A couple with pig heads. This one is different. He likes
You
to
have
war.
no. Thomas looks over at the captain and goes, "You have no idea how different he can be."
Meanwhile, somewhere else in the forest, back where you left a bunch of blood splatter during a certain time when you were hyped up, a bunch of red eyes started appearing, and white teeth smiling in the shadows. But back to it. Skyship flying. So,
I think that ends my
you
turn.
got your characters done. It is now Princess Ophelia. She's going to do her reaction before ending. And then it's going to go to the dragon's turn, and then back to draw. Princess Ophelia looks up and her hand's icy, snaps it from ice, and looks over at Draw and goes, Draw, I need you to be a bit faster. How
So
about
she's yelling up
this?
to the crow's nest. Droll's
Yeah,
still in the
how
crow's
about
nest.
you can? Yeah. She points at you from the crow's nest and casts haste. So next turn, you're going to go like 2 or 3 turns in one shot, and then you lose one turn because you got to, catch your
Yeah,
breath.
of course.
We'll explain how that goes. So it's Dragon's turn. Orc. The Orky friends actually saved the side of the ship because they were going to go and plummet on the side and mess the whole thing up on fire. Because of Grismont distracting them, they didn't do their part. Instead, now they both want to attack Grismont in the air. Grismont, because you are smaller and faster, flying around now in some kind of way, I'm going to give it so you have a chance of dodging during their attacks. You didn't even have to worry about it. 6 and a 5.
They were missing anyway.
Yeah, no, and that was 7s. And a 4 and a 6.
Christmas does a
The
barrel
other
roll.
Grismont, out of nowhere, roll an acrobatics or athletics check for me. And let me see how this barrel roll succeeds or not.
A 25, 15 plus 10.
So explain to me how you do this epic barrel roll ballerina style between 2 dragons trying to attack
As
you.
the two attacks come at parallel to each other, I just start Drismont as he holds his axes out front of him, and him just gritting his teeth with his goggles getting all covered in condensation. He just starts rolling like he was in a ship.
He's pulling a Snoopy right now. He's sitting there acting like he's flying a ship or like an airplane, even though there's no airplane there. You see Chris like he's flying. His wings going around doing a roll and everything. The dragons are confused and pissed off as they're trying to snap and bite at you, breathing fire at you, and you're just like, ha ha, oh,
yelling insults at them, yelling, "You stupid kids!" Shaking my fist as I'm flying past them. As he's doing it, I'm even making the engine sound. Ew.
Sooner or later, he actually starts shooting shit. Starts throwing stuff. All right, so orcs, man, I believe it. After that happens for you, you luckily dodge for those. Next dragon comes to the front dock where they're trying to get the ballista ready to aim.
The hell was that?
Well, Mike.
Oh.
Mike started something, but it sounded like it hit like a force field. It was kind of cool. Right as the dragon blasts its fire. Speaking of, that kind of noise is kind of what you hear. as the water ganassi uses his reaction of making the water shield turn to ice. Right as the fire bursts and hits, and you see this big blast of fire and an ice shield melt, just gone. But you see the water ganassi looking like he's sweating, exhausted for a second, going, I took a lot of water. Ah, oh, a little dehydrated. Hang on, dudes, hang on. As he's holding his staff. The last dragon, the three-headed fiery lightning dragon. Right in front of you guys, flapping backwards, trying to keep pace, flapping backwards. The first head ignites off his first shot. Finally hits the ballista. As you see the ballista getting ready to load, get ready to fire! As it looks up and sees the fire hitting them. You see the ballista itself explode, and the front of the ship just rock. One of the three men die. The other two guys get up and try to reload the next shot. Guys, Jerry's dead. No, Jerry! Jerry, I don't care about him. Go in here. Why do I work with this guy?
He kept hitting himself with the hammer. That's why he's dead.
Right? He just happened to be next to the explosives when it happened. The next dragon fires. A 19 to hit. You see the protective wall barrier get hit and just blast. Takes half the damage so far, so that wall barrier gets hit again, the front barrier is going to break. The next shot is going towards one of the fins and misses. As the ship just sways out of the way, as you see this fiery lightning blast just raise and miss against it. It's going to do its legendary action of lightning sky. You see all the clouds get dark. As you see this dragon start glowing. As you see its wings expand out and lightning start crackling across it. This all you see is darkness and one glowing dragon in front of you. Lightning spews from his body into the sky. And all around you, the whole cloud start erupting with this golden lightning everywhere. Now I gotta roll for that every turn now. And it might strike the ship or another dragon or a person, depending. The first one rolls right now. 10 plus 10 is 20. You see that water ganassi saying how he needs a minute. As you see his hair start raising up, he looks up in the sky and goes, oh no. And right when he looks up, gets hit with 24 plus 10, 34 damage of lightning damage struck right to him, knocking him unconscious. Plus, his water ganassi is double damage. 68 damage. The guy's about half dead already, sitting there gasping for air, twitching, as he's going to be knocked prone for one turn. Paralyzed. Unless somebody gets him up or gives him a potion. That dragon's turn is done as the sky is still dark right now around all of you. I wonder if I can do the effect.
Magic.
So, all right, Droll, it is your turn.
Okay, so are we closer to any of them?
You got a what now?
Are we closer to any of them?
Yes, you are. You're 60 feet of the ones to your left, and then the one ahead of you is still about 100 feet.
Okay.
These two right here that the orc is attacking are closer. This one just started moving in.
I'm going to use my breath attack on the ones over there. Oh, what just happened?
How is it? I am making a shadowy effect.
You lost power?
No, I made a dark effect.
Ah.
I need them to make a. I need them to make a dex save.
Dex save,
Yeah.
you said? Okay. And that 20 for one. And that 20 for two. Dang. They both got nat 20s.
So my friend attack just basically
Both
goes right back.
looking through and just smirk. All right. So what's next for
That's
you?
it. That's all I can do.
Well, draw. Remember, you now have haste. You have 2 more turns. Run them.
Um,
You first snap and try to do your ability in this. And all of a sudden you start shaking really fast, like you're shivering and kind of like vibrating like the Flash. Like really fast and crazy. What do you do? As Princess Ophelia gave you haste.
I'm going to. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes, it does. Their AC for them is 17.
8 points of poison damage from a ray of sickness.
8 points. Okay. 8 points of poison damage.
And then make,
You'll notice dragons shiver it off and takes 4 instead of 8.
a dex save. The one on the right make a dex save. Oh,
They
character
both
on the right.
roll the. They both fail.
Okay, the one on the right is taking 9 points of radiant damage from Sacred Flame.
They're real bad. Okay. Now you have more of an effect. Like, I think it looks cool. So you have your last turn, DJ Thunderbase.
That
What
was
is
the
that going
last
to be?
turn. I
Are
only
you-
get
you did all
one.
three
I only
turns?
get one move per turn.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. So remember, next turn you have to pretty much be exhausted for a second. All right. Now is Princess Ophelia. You see her hand raising as ice, and she tries to cast Ice Storm. They all have to do dexterity saves. 2 of them pass. 2 of them fail. What about the other 2? 1 fails, 1 passes. So 3 fail, 3 pass. The ones that pass right next to Grismont don't turn to ice. And the big golden one ahead doesn't turn to ice. You see, no, sorry, the big golden one does actually. The big golden one turns, and so does that one. And then you see the roof, big, giant, stone-looking bird turn to ice as they get hit by these ice balls of like ended meteors. You see them start plummeting. They have plenty of time because they're pretty high in the sky. They got to roll and see if they can break out or not. While that's going on, she can't do anything for her next turn, and she is now exhausted with her power. At 24, the big boss dragon, as he shatters out of the ice. 18, the other dragon shatters out too. And the rook, at 20. Wow, they're all rolling high. They're breaking right out. Princess Ophelia, casting the spell, hoping and thinking it works. 3 of them pass and don't turn to ice. The other 3 do. She's like, I at least got the big boss. And she sees all 3 of them drop. About 6, maybe 15 seconds later, gasping for air, she looks up and sees them flying back up. And her just shaking her head, going, what do I do now? Her turn is done. Dark Trooper, it is now your turn with Grismont and Fleming.
I'll have Flemeth run to the man down ballista to help load it.
You said Fleming? Yeah. All right. You have him run right down to there. I'll move him over there.
How much longer is the ballista still until it's loaded?
Now that you've reached there, I would like you to roll 2d20 to see if you can have it loaded. Let me know what each d20 is. We're rolling to die.
1's a 3, 1's a 4.
So you run there and trip. You get back up, you see them loading it. You only get to fire it once instead of twice now. There's only one in the backup round that's not ready. They look over going, we need someone to fire it. Hey, you, Wolfman, do you think you can fire this thing? We're good at loading, we're not firing. Our fire chief just got fired. As you see a crispy-looking dead human laying there.
And the hint of smelled bacon.
Yeah, I bet. Amongst other things, and good clothes. So, what do you do?
He jump up and grab the firing and is like, I'll fire it. How hard could it be?
Oh, roll. Where is it? Perception for me, please. With advantage. As you have dark vision. So this darkness around you does not affect you.
I got 11.
And 11 you said, even with
Yep.
advantage? Oh, wow. So, you fire off this first ballista. It just goes nowhere. Right past this 3-headed dragon. It just looks, sees it fire past, and looks and sees you. You see all 3 heads stare and look and smile.
I go, oh.
Anything you
I go, shit. Fire, load it again.
All right, I'm going to give one chance here. Roll acrobatics or athletics if you can try to help load the last round as they're trying to, and they're fumbling.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck's sake. A 2 + 7, 9. I am rolling shit tonight.
Lemon is having a very bad night. He tries to load it as his hand gets stuck right underneath as it drops down as you're trying to yank your hand out. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage for crushing your hand as you pull your hand out. I need to do a strength check for me to see if you successfully pull it out or it's just going to hurt a lot.
A 14.
You successfully pull your hand out without breaking anything. It'll be loaded for the next round. But that's all you can do. Your bonus check or bonus round is over. So.
Now on to Grismont.
Now to Grismont. You're flying orc right now.
I start attacking the two dragons.
All right. So roll 2 attacks.
Oh, net 20 plus 10, 30.
30. Okay.
13 plus 10, 23 for the other one.
Perfect. I roll the damage for those. And remember, the first one is double the damage.
16 plus 10, 16 plus 4, 10. The other one's a 5.
16 plus 4 is is that 6 plus 4 or 16 plus 4? Okay, so yeah, 10. So it turns to 20.
And then the other
20
one's
damage
5.
to the first one. And the other one gets 5 damage. You slap one surprisingly, and they're all like, what just happened to me? And the other dragon's just like, they didn't get a paper cut.
One axe goes right through the wing of one of them. Not piercing it so it can't fall out of the air, but enough that it goes, ow!
And you scarred it.
Yeah. I scored it.
All right, you still have a bonus action. That means you can attack one more time.
I'll do one more attack.
All right, the only one that's close to you right now is the one that you just scarred.
10. I got a 24 for one, and a 28 for the other.
That's a hit. So you roll these 2 axes right into it. Do you want to fly onto its back, or do you want to just slash its wings?
Yeah, I'll fly onto its back. It starts slashing at the joint.
All right, you slam down on it, hooking your axes right at the wings. What you do an acrobatics or athletics check to see if you guide or glide yourself properly to land on it.
Oh, net 20 plus 10 and 30. I basically land gracefully on his back, and he doesn't even notice.
Not until you stick the axes in him. Now, you want to gain control and try to fly this dragon?
Sure.
And be a dragon rider?
Why not?
Now, this dragon does not like you and is very upset with you. So I need you to do a strength check for me to make sure it doesn't wrestle you off.
That's true.
Roll a strength check for me with advantage because of your strength.
It is 14 plus and 6 plus 4 is 18.
You just beat him. You got a 16. You out-rustle the dragon and start gliding and controlling him. With your 2 axes and one in each wing at the top of the shoulder blades, just shifting and pulling with your feet at the back of his spine, pushing on his back. As your axes are just dug in just right under the bone and right under the wing. So all you do is you do this, and he just forcibly has to do that. And as you yank forward, he flies up more, and as you push down, he goes down
What about
more.
fire breath?
You can stomp his back and see if it'll breathe. You gotta do it hard enough.
I go after the other dragon I was fighting with the
Kamikaze slam into him.
and then stomp on his back to make him breathe fire. So I'm guessing a strength check.
Yes. Roll a strength check.
16 plus 4, the dirty 20.
20 is what you needed. Succeed to forcibly hit this thing just right in the proper parts of its back of where its lungs are, and forcibly breathe fire. As you stomp down with both your orc feet as hard as you can, boom, and its back makes it exhale like you knocked the wind out of it. When it did, the fire came out with it. As you just fire breath the other dragon right in the face. With a nat 20, yep. This is hilarious. Hitting the other dragon, doing only 75 damage. Now doing 150 damage. Straight to the other dragon. making it go into a spiral downward in the sky right now. It's not going to crash or burn, but right now one is inert for a minute as you have control of the other dragon in this sense. As long as you keep beating on it. It's taking damage each time, but it's not dead yet. He's really pissed off at you, by the way, but he can't kill you because you're in the most awkward and painful blind spot of the dragon. Not even his tail can get you right now. It's the short wing or short-tailed dragon, not a long-tailed dragon.
And in my last bit, I start. Do I have one more action? Can I pilot him towards the three-headed dragon?
You can use your movement, and that'll be the last thing you can do is direct him towards it, but that's hard.
Yeah, that's what I'll do, and then I'll end my turn.
Okay. So, he glided on. You turn this dragon this way. You knock this dragon down for now. Probably not here. Not in the water yet, still in the sky. Roll the hole. Now it's their turn. As a strange winged dragon flies above you, you see a shadow over your head where it gets darker. He's going to roll an attack now. 19 plus 6. It hits the 25. Hitting you and the dragon at the same time. Doing the dragon more harm because it originally hit the dragon. Doing 27 damage. But because of the 19, it is a 54. And that's the dragon to you. You take 6 damage of the small claw damage that came from it. But you start to notice there's other dragons here that are prey to other types. Because you injured this one and made it bleed, it's now being attacked by other dragons for feasting.
It eats its own.
Some dragons do. Dragons have their own hierarchy, their own food chain. And boy, howdy, do they get mean. So, these dragons had to waste their turn flying back up. So they can't attack right now. The birds, though. You have the giant hawk flying past. But the druid used his ability as Water Ganassi druid to try to speak with animals, talk to them. The rook flies aboard the ship. Land. And now it's starting to cause mayhem on the ship. You see the rook slam down. You see the barrels blast and move off. You see the woman with the scythe get ready and shift her blade back. You see the man with the firearm and the electric stick swing back as the rook attacks. 18 plus 7. 25. Don't mind though. As this happens, you see the man with the gun get slammed against the wall. Oh my god. Thank you. Back to it. You see the man gets slammed against the wall, taking 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and then also 15 points of slashing damage. The rook ends its turn, as now it's back to your guys' turn. All right, Droll, what are you doing?
So have we already done the one turn of exhaustion?
What was
Have
that?
I already taken the one turn of exhaustion?
You right now. This is your turn. That is going to be your exhaustion.
Okay.
What are you doing with exhaustion? As you felt all this hyper energy run through your body, and now you're just dead, drained. What do you? How do you react?
It is not really much of a reaction, just kind of hopping up on the top of the crow's nest, just trying to catch his breath and waiting for his next turn.
All right. The only thing I'm going to allow you to do is hold an action for a spell when it comes back to your turn. What would a spell be that you would like to hold? And when it's a reaction turn, you can do reaction.
I'm gonna just hold my fireball.
All right. Now it goes back to Princess Ophelia. You see the princess stand up. You see her looking up in the sky as it's getting all dark around. You see the sun just barely shining through. You see lightning crackling all around. Lightning bolt strikes past the ship this time, missing all of you. Big giant golden one. Princess Ophelia steps back in fear at first and looks forward. And the next thing she does, she points her finger forward and casts level 3 fireball. And the dragon misses with a 2 for its save. You just see the three-headed dragon get hit with a fireball. It just blasts, taking 58 damage right to the chest. And the next thing she does is she takes a potion and drinks it. Then you see her disappear. As she drank a potion of invisibility. All right, her turn is done. Now it is the Dark Trooper's turn. What is the orc and what is the dwarf doing in their mad, crazy combo?
Is the orc still on the dragon?
Yes, you are still flying the dragon. It's just been injured and is bleeding now while flying.
We both
About
continue
half
heading towards the three-headed dragon.
All right, Stan, you can take it all your movement speed to do this. This will also take your bonus action, but you will have still your 2 action of attack.
I'll do that.
All right, now what do you want to do? Do you want to clash into him? Do you want to try and do another fireball
Can I do both?
with the dragon?
Can I fly towards it as breathing fire and then hit it with collision?
Roll 2d20 for me and let me know those 2d20 are.
19 plus 7, 26.
All right, the 19 is the succession. You make it with this dragon moving all the way across. Right to the gold dragon. Now, roll a strength check for me for the kicking of the back of the dragon to make sure you
17
can
plus
lead this
4,
fight.
21.
Success. You need at least a 20. I'll roll for damage. Give me 1 second. You do 61 damage, blasting at this dragon. Now, what was that last thing you wanted to do? You want to do a ramming speed?
Yeah, ramming speed. And as he rams towards it,
Uh,
he releases his axes, and at the very last moment, it jumps off. My orc jumps off.
all right, roll an athletics check as it's going to happen, and I need you to roll an attack as well for the dragon crashing into the ground.
Athletics, 18 plus 10, 28.
All right. Okay. So, what'd you roll for the acrobat, or what'd you roll for the attack for the dragon? You use a plus 10 for for
14 plus 10, 24.
So, as you're flying forward and smashing into this dragon cliffs, you collect down, wrapping them, doing significant damage of 150 damage. You still have the chance of attacking with an orc itself
I do that.
while you're mid.
I go into my piloting mode and just start running towards it and then slashing my axes at the.
All right, roll 2 attacks and it'll end your turn.
One is an 18, the other is a 16.
Okay, 18 succeeds, the 16 fails. You miss the first slash at one of the heads, you hit the other head. You see it entwining and smashing down a little bit with the other dragon. They actually smash into the front of the ship for a second and then slip under it for a minute.
He got a 9 for damage.
The dragon you were riding died in the collision as it smashed into it for its last bit of health. The 3-headed dragon took a lot of damage, it's not dead yet.
But knocked it out of the way, didn't it?
He did for a minute, yes. He is now out of the way. You now have free reign of trying to get past without someone blocking.
Flemeth takes a shot at the falling 3-headed dragon.
All right, roll 2 attacks for me. You get 2 shots.
Which it's a D8.
You roll a d20 for the attack, and it's going to be a plus 10 to the ballista.
So plus 10, 18, so it's 28.
You hit the first explosive. What's the second one you roll?
18 again, 28.
Both of them, when they hit, they both do 200 damage when they explode. How do you want to do this?
Flemeth, in his infinite wisdom, with his trained reflexes from all the monking, from all of the training he did with the monks, expertly lines up the shot and shoots one right into the wing joint of the 3-headed dragon.
Three-headed dragon looks over and sees the first explosive round into one of the wing joints right next to its chest. And then it sees the second one go into the other side. Realizing they're not normal projectiles. It sees the wicks go. You see 2 big explosions rip off from its chest. You see it plummet down, bleeding everywhere as you see the wings collapse right off. And it falls all the way back down through.
And you hear the captain in the background going, "That orc is freaking nuts! Did I just see him crash a dragon into another dragon?" Then my orc comes flying over and says, "Yeah, yes, you did. Get some glasses, you stupid git."
That ends your guys' turn. As this dragon flew off and you blasted him down, crashed down.
Poor dragon. I feel bad for it if it wasn't trying to kill us.
Right. But now, smashing down and flying above us.
Yeah, this one. This is that. Isn't that the one that got crippled but then died?
Yep. This the one that. This is the one that messed you. Messed the one up that you were flying. But that one that's crippled just came back. It's right here. I'm gonna have it just climbing up. It starts climbing up on the side of the ship. You killed their big boss, and they're pissed off. Now the rest are starting to show up and be a bit more aggressive.
When they start attacking each other for dominance?
Some, the ones that are looking for food, mainly want to look for you guys, because usually it's the biggest one gets the food first. You guys just took out the biggest one. Now they're all going to fight. And the second biggest one just landed on your ship, or flying right above your ship. And a bunch of other dragons are coming around and swirling around you. As the second one takes command, it is another copper dragon, single-headed, the mate of the three-headed dragon. So, what do you guys do next?
Well, my turn ends. My turn ends because I'm all done.
Okay. I'm asking, what do you guys all say when all you see is what's happening?
The orc starts laughing and gleefully saying, "Bring it!"
All right. What do you say, DJ Thunderbase?
He's just basically looking concerned. He's still catching his breath.
All right.
Oh, and
So-
Flemeth is yelling at the crew to start reloading the ballista again.
As he's doing that, the other creatures are attacking. The Rook is succeeded. He's smashing the one guy with the gun. The one guy with the gun does get a chance to fire back one shot. The Rook succeeds, though, and kills the dude. As the Lady of the Scythe is now attacking the Rook. Misses with both her attacks. The Rook tries to retaliate and does a nat 1 and falls. And she gets to a chance to attack. 18, okay.
This song just reminded me you should tune in on Wednesday for our chaotic minds.
Oh, yes, everybody. Every Wednesday we do Chaotic Minds.
Be there or be square.
I did it again.
All right. The NPCs did their attacking and defending. Held off pretty good. The monsters are trying to attack, but you notice these guys have done this before. They've held off these fights more than once. The main thing they're trying to protect is the engines. These monsters are now trying to attack certain parts of the ship. Now it's back to the top. All right, DJ Thunderbase. Draw, what are you doing?
I thought the princess was before me.
You're right. She looks over and sees the giant winged monster. It's a weird winged dragon. Nice. Guiding bolt. Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice. 12 damage, so 24 damage. She looks over and raises her hand, and It's going to take one turn to cast a spell that she's breathing. Ends her turn. Now it's Thrall, I cheer, and then back to the crazy duo.
Okay. 13 plus 3, 16 hit.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And that is 13 points of fire damage.
Notice that this creature who you hit with the wolf doesn't like fire. So double the damage.
Oh, it's a 26. Ooh.
There are some things that are weak to fire here. There's some things that are not.
I'm mainly aiming the fire at the ones that are not spitting fire.
Yeah, this roof was one of them. As it's mainly it just killed one of your guys' people. Mauled him to death, pretty much.
But that's all I can
All
do.
right. You got a bonus action?
No, I haven't gotten to the point of having a bonus action yet.
No, you go. You still got your bonus action, which would be a cantrip or a weapon attack of some sort if you have one. You got a crossbow or something.
18 plus 3, 21.
All right, you hit. 21 hits. Where do you hit?
I'm hitting the same dragon, same attack. 18 points of fire damage.
All right.
Yeah, that attack's a cantrip, so.
All right, so turn. After that, it's now Drunken. You have your orc. He's flying around in the sky as he sees the other dragons trying to land on the ship and go back to the ship. You see your dwarf trying to load in the last two ballistas with the other two guys. They're starting to freak out as the dragons got much closer.
Grismont flies around and starts heading towards the nearest dragon.
Roll script for you. See which one
2d12.
it is.
8 plus 5, 13.
All right. You see one dragon head. Doing copper dragon that just started flying. But besides that, you don't see any of the other dragons. You're still glorified after slaughtering the three-headed dragon, or at least thinking you're the one that did it.
Technically, I am.
Yeah, technically, your dwarven buddy is the one that made sure he got it squeezed. If not, he was coming back with a vengeance. Okay,
Unless
so
that dragon has regeneration, and it's going to take time.
oh yeah, but it has three heads. Might have something nice.
Grismont starts attacking the closest dragon, which I believe is the copper dragon.
Yes, the copper dragon. Copper dragon barely been hurt.
One's a 14. The other one's a 24.
13's a miss, but 24 is definitely a hit. Where do you hit with the 24?
I got 5 damage. Grismont comes in with a loud ruffling sound like he had an engine. And just clobbers into the dragon side, knocking him off course.
Okay. How much damage do you do?
I got a 5.
Yeah, 5's a miss. Well, Well, 5's damage, and you need for
Oh
24
no,
hit.
yeah, the 5 is the
Okay.
damage of the 24.
Okay, so yeah, you bumped into him. He's more of like, what?
And then I use my axes to attach to it and start climbing up.
All right, that will have to take a bonus action and then a roll to see if you're able to hook on or not. So roll technically a grapple, which would be a strength check for me.
Oh come on, 5 plus 4, 9. Fail.
You completely miss and fly past. You felt at the tip of your fingertips and then it was gone.
That was a total fail. Oh well, I just go fly back around to get ready for the next attack. Flemeth, is the ballista armed back up?
Yes, it is, and it is loaded. There's 2 rounds.
I pointed at the nearest
It's
dragon to the ballista and opened fire.
happens to be the top one that you're attacking, right in front.
And you want dexterity? No.
It's a D20 plus 10.
It is 23.
You hit it right in the chest. It's a big explosion of damage. It's not dead yet, but it's pretty hurt. You want to reload to fire the second round.
Fire in the second round, 27.
Hit again. How do you want how does it look when you hit?
You're kind of breaking up. As I fire, the one bolt hits the chest and it just kind of caves in. The other one hits in the same spot and it just kind of implodes in itself.
You see this copper dragon really grabs his chest like it's a heart attack. He grabs at the big ballistic in his chest, flies downward, spiraling all the way through it. Then the ballistas go off because they both actually started. And then it blows up under the water. Hilarious.
Then for my last action, because I have a bonus, the ring of bonus action, I start reloading the ballista.
Now, during your reaction, you see the long run. It's not your turn, somebody else's turn to do this.
Well, if my turn's done, then I might. If I can't, then my turn's done.
All right. So use the bonus action to reload. And now it's reloaded. It's set for and it's a reaction, which is now when you turn it on. Somebody else fire it. Which is during there are one of the times all right, the Grismont did its thing. You did your that's creatures. You did do food. Two nat 20. Wow. Oh man, that's the real excited. This ruined the you damaged the roof real good, Dante, with your ball. Just enough to distract it. You see the Cobra spikes running across and slicing one of the wings off and then sticking it one under it, hitting his head off.
Oh,
There's double damage from
so how much damage am I taking? Or am I taking damage? I'm confused. I'm very confused.
You're not taking any damage. You helped kill this creature.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. New feet. Tries to attack and misses. Giant robot. Or not giant robot. Gnome robot. Gnome bot. 6, both doing 23 damage apiece. All right. Dragon that first knocked down. Oh, at one. Trying to snap the fight. Good. Step back. Look at the ability to move. Snap in half. Snap right to a barrel. And if that happens, use our reaction to a fireball. And we'll take 3. I don't want to do that. Sees the creature. Copper dragon. Snaps at her. She steps back, even with invisibility, going, "How did you see me?" As the dragon is using true sight. Right when it snapped down, it snapped at a barrel. Right in its mouth, smiling, trying to crunch it and bite it. Right when it gets ready to crunch and bite, she points her finger and shoots her at it. And you see it ignite, and right when it goes bite, it explodes. You see the dragon's head just explode right off. And just a headless dragon drops it from their ship. The rest of the dragons, they're turning on right now. The golem and the other dwarf. Little samurai guy. Hit. Miss. 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 Okay. Nothing to it. Their turn's done. Back to Princess Ophelia. 25. So she hits the other mom's guy, small one. Doing 8 damage. Trying to stun it. Yeah. And this. Alright, draw your turn.
Alright. And which one's the closest to me?
The big winged one that's been messing everybody up.
Oh,
You're right above them.
I am going to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff. A nat 20. Oh,
Nice,
and that's a
nice.
nat 20 plus 9 plus 6.
How much damage you doing?
12 bludgeoning damage and 9 more damage on top of that.
Nice. You heard it and you surprised it. You didn't kill it, but it has like, yeah, it's right now you just whack it in the head. It's like, what just happened?
Now I need it to make a dexterity save. Oh,
11.
taking 4 more points of radiant damage from my sacred flame. And that's bad at it.
4 more points. Nice. It's hurt, but it's not dead. He's not even halfway, but he's hurt.
But now he's some
Right.
more into the fight instead of just staying on top of the crow's nest.
Advantage to being
I'm
above.
technically a
When I look,
dragonborn riding a dragon right
It works in Skyrim.
now.
yep. So
My turn.
now it is a
Oh wait, no, it's Ophelia's turn.
Ophelia already did
No,
her thing.
Princess goes before I do. So, yes, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. Grisma goes around and starts attacking the dragon again. One attack's 28. The other one's 18. I got 28 and 18.
What'd you get with your bonus action?
Oh, I'll do one more attack. That was a 13.
All right, that's a miss. Your last attack, you just swing and miss. The copper dragon starting to get smart with your attacks. What are you doing with Fleming?
I turn my. Is the copper dragon within the range of my ballista?
Yes.
I
It's
turn
trying to.
the ballista turns around and it starts attacking the copper dragon.
All right, you get one attack with this because it's close range. Mind you, you want to use your rope to attach to anything before you do this?
Yes.
Okay. Roll an attack for me.
11 plus 10, that's 21.
Right when you turn the cannon, this ballista, and it positions in, you fire it right aboard your own deck. You hit and kill the young copper dragon, but you also hit the ammunition, and it blows up the ballista, launching you off, taking 20 explosive damage. But that rope of yours saves you. That's magical rope that holds you. One of the last two guys, second guy is very much exploded. The other guy gets to work trying to repair the ballista as he's badly hurt. But you did kill that dragon. Now, how does it? Explain to me how it looks. So what do you think the dragon is doing right before the blast?
Flemeth is just dangling there. It cursing up the storm. It's like, and as he sees the dragon, he goes, "Yeah, I got the bastard."
All right. And then return unless you're going to use your bonus action to pull yourself up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull myself up.
Roll a strength check for me with a straight roll, please.
12.
You start pulling yourself up, but you only get halfway for now.
I guess that ends my turn.
Yes. Now that it ends your turn, back to the big winged dragon. He attacks a 19 machine of the gnome machine, knocking it down, doing 57 damage. Gnome machine retaliates back, stabbing it, doing 23 damage. Big winged monster tries to flap his wings and hover in the air again. Misses its second attack. All right. That ends the creature's turn. Back to the top. Princess Ophelia looks over, sees the big creature. It goes, call lightning. And the creature fails for 3, taking 52 damage. And a nat 20 for her guiding bolt. Ends her turn with a 8 turns to 16. Now it's Drawl's turn. This Rodan creature now is all messed up, flapping and really having a hard time now. What are you going to do? She just blasts the hell out of it.
13 plus 6, 19. Does that hit?
Yes, it does. 19 hits AC.
I am using inflict wounds at 3rd level, doing 35 points of damage, of necrotic damage.
How do you want to do this? Of the night. Explain to me how you take out the big boss that's flapping around trying to kill everything that you got. That was the second boss.
I imagine in my head as I put my hand down on the back of this dragon, and I just imagine the wound of a massive spear going through, basically through and through of the dragon's core. And as I do this, it just slowly starts opening as the wound starts to appear.
All right, now it's doing that. It starts doing a plummet of death past the
I
ship.
am going to start flapping my wings.
Are you going to fly?
Yes.
All right, you need to do an acrobatics or athletics with advantage because you got wings.
A 20. So 20 plus, what is my acrobatics? 27.
Explain to me how you jump off this creature and land back on the ship.
So the moment I feel that it starts falling out from underneath me, my wings just plop out and just do one massive whoosh, as I just instantly catch back up with the wind, holding myself there as my wings are just flapping for a bit, and then I
You
fly
fly.
back towards the ship.
All right, as you're flying back towards the ship, you got to make a landing. You do acrobatics or athletics. Disadvantage because the wind is heavy.
13 plus 7.
You land properly. Your wings closing in just in time so you don't get knocked down, as the DC was an 18 for how high the wind was. All right. You killed and destroyed the monsters. You notice the big hawk ends up becoming a friend with you guys because of the druid. The other creatures fell. Some you have now for meat on the ship now, let alone to sell. Others plummeted and died. You guys are still, well, you still have a flying orc over here. But besides that, you're all back to the ship. But here's the fun thing. The flying orc. Why don't you do a perception check for me, Grismont? And everybody else, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Rolling to Die and DJ Thunderbase. What'd you get?
A 16 plus 5, 21.
You're flying. You hear a voice from a message. Hey, big green guy. Mayhem and me need you for a mission. And it's really hard for you to kind of say no, but I was trying to catch you for like 30 minutes and you didn't know you can fly now. By the way, I got you. And right when she says that, you're just like, what? And you look over and a portal appears right in front of you. And she's standing there. And then right when you fly past, she grabs you and yanks you by here and throws you down on the ground.
Oh.
As you
You're like, what? Ah! You want something?
Draw. I would like you to roll a perception check for me to see if you've seen this happen. And then the same thing for Fleming. If not, no one knows. Again,
A 19 plus 6.
25. Okay. What'd you get for Fleming?
An 8 plus 3, 11.
Fleming does not see what happens. Draw does as he lands back on the crow's nest. All he sees is a green orc.
Looks like we lost
flying.
him again.
Yep. All you see is a green orc flying around Snoopy style, just in the air, meow, with magical boots. The green portal opens up and you see him fly right into it. And it closes. And the orc gets the weirdest clothesline by an ear-pulling clothesline. It slams right to the ground by Lunal. And she's looking there, looking at him, going, me and Mayhem need you now. As Mayhem looks over, going, so, Green Buddy, we need another war. You ready?
Grisma grabs at Mayhem's and then starts wrestling with him.
Mayhem starts fighting back, and they start doing the crazy classic cartoon wrestling back and forth. You see Lunal doing the face palm.
Not
Just
again.
shaking. As you see her ring glow, a telekinesis, as she raises both of us up. Gotta go, come on. She starts walking and just floating both of us, like tugging us.
And you literally, I'm swimming towards you, trying to get back at you.
You're right, we're swinging at each other left and right as we're floating. And she's just shaking her head, going, "You boys."
With anime pissed off face at each other, like.
And that scene cuts for you guys for now. But back to the Drunken Dragon Brawlers. Princess Ophelia, did she see this? No. She did not see this. 7 plus 3. She seen nothing.
Hey, so Droll's the only one that actually got to see this.
The question is, will Drawl tell anybody?
Oh no, Droll's laughing his ass off right now.
That's all you guys hear is the wind and laughter. And Princess Ophelia looking up at the crow's nest going, what the hell is he laughing about? Finally, they take off what's the remains of the dragons that are dead, and put them into a certain cargo bay for food. The rest of you move around. Fleming, you realize your orky buddy is not around. Is there anything you say or do about it or react as you notice that Grismont is gone again for the second time? Or is this the third? I don't know. This orc does this a lot.
It's like, where the hell did that stupid orc go?
As you see the tiger, the were tiger man that was selling wares, he runs up going, I have a great deal for that orc. I have so many weapons and things of magic that he wanted. Where is he? What do you mean he's gone? Damn it, it was a good deal. Could have made so much gold. I swear he had another platinum on him. When I rob him to get up, he runs away. The princess is sitting there all confused, going, was that stuff forged or was that stuff fake?
Plymouth goes, fake.
Now, I'd like you to roll an insight check, as I'm going to roll one as well to see if it was fake or not. Okay, I got advantage. All right, I got a 19.
7.
What'd you roll here? Okay,
Oh.
you say they're fake, but you still believe they might be real. The Princess Ophelia, though, knows they're fake and reassures you they're fake. As you guys walk down the steps and head down
It
the
makes
floor,
sense. She is a princess.
she is the Princess Avatar. Droll, what are you doing? Are you going to go down to the down area, the deck and halls with the princess and the dwarf? Or are you going to hang out upstairs?
Oh, I'm sick of that.
What are you going to do?
Stick and look out on the.
You're going to stay on the crow's nest?
Yep.
All right, stay on the crow's nest and hang out while you see the one guy that was a guard that was freaking out from all battling. He fired his crossbow and swung his staff a couple times, but did nothing really. You see him quivering and freaking out in the corner, but now you see him passed out in that little crevice in the corner, sleeping. As you notice, there's a bottle of rum next to his hands. He was knocked out. Would you like to take that bottle of rum?
Is he like directly below me?
You're like standing there at the crow's nest. There's enough room for like 3 people to stand there. And he's on the left of you on the crevice right before it, the downward way of the.
So he's on the crow's nest as well.
Yes, you're both in the crow's nest, but he's in like sleeping quarter area of it. Like a little cubby area. Sleeping. And
the rum.
how many swigs?
So first, I gotta see if I can swipe it.
All right, roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, 3 plus 3, 6. Oh,
You go to grab it. Right when you go to grab it, your hand hits it, and it knocks off right off the ledge of where the ladder is. Funny
oh.
enough, the water ganassi going, oh, I'm finally fully healed. Oh, I could never take another head injury like that again. Dink! He gets hit in the head with the ball and goes, oh, not again, and hits the floor. You see the woman with the scythe, Selena, look over going, oh, rum, thank you. She picks it up and walks off, drinking it. Goes, Druid will heal himself. Don't druids heal themselves? I don't know. She just walks away laughing.
I just sit there. I'm like, ugh. Oh,
I wanted to get drunk.
well, at least I still got this. Pulls out the mega spice rum.
All right, roll 3 Constitution saves for me.
Just Devante?
Just
Unless
about.
you're taking a swig of alcohol yourself.
No.
Is your character drinking? Nope. Clement's straight edge.
Someone has to be.
Oh, jeez. Oh, 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 oh. He's screwed.
What happened?
The 3 plus 2, 5. 3 plus 2, 5. 8 plus 2, 10.
So that guy was sleeping. You drank this Mega Spice Triple X rum. And right after you drank it, it was like a comfort moment. Your eyes went from sober to drunk real quickly, and you looked right over at one dude that was sleeping, going, "I would love to be right there," and just all over this dude.
Oh.
Wakes up screaming as it's not just regular bile because you're a black dragon. That's acid.
Acid.
So takes 24 points of acid damage as he screams and oh no, slips and falls down the ladderway. Right as the water genasi, as the male water genasi is standing up, going, "Oh, what hit me in the head?" This guy is falling on top of him. Ah! Lands right on him. Ah!
Well, he also has to take a. He's also gonna have to take 3 more points of poison damage because he also does have those poison glands because he does the poison spray from his mouth as well.
All right, so he takes 27 damage altogether from bludgeoning and poison and acid. Hitting the ground, landing on his buddy, giving him an extra 10 more on top of that. His buddy now got another 15 more points, both unconscious. You see the commander walk past going, "You guys sleeping on the job, are you serious? Wake up." If he kicks them both and they're both unconscious, he's like, "Oh, they're passed out drunk. Demerits for both of you." He turns back.
I see why he was sleeping in the crow's nest now.
Yeah. All the time. They just lost their weekend. Those pirates aren't getting any money. He gets up to his part, starts running it again. You see the other cleric. You guys finally get downstairs. The body of the one crewman that died being carried down there with you guys. Laid next to Onric Scattermace. You see the 2 clerics working their magic, trying to do true resurrect. It will take some time. They ask for peace and silence as everybody leaves the room just for the clerics. The doors close, and they do their job. The rest of you, what do you guys do for the rest of the night as the ship is being repaired and the shop is being closed?
Clement goes and joins the repair crew to help repair the ship.
All right.
To earn his keep.
Roll 2 survival checks for me. and one wisdom check.
Net 1 plus 3, 4.
Oh, no.
And a net 20 plus 3.
That's a good one. I got to roll to die. And what's the third one for the wisdom?
19 plus 3, 22.
Okay, that's good. With your knowledge and skills, you first fumble messing up a few parts, almost knocking a guy straight off into the ocean. It's about a few 1,000-foot drop. You realize what you have to actually do and how to work everything. You start succeeding in repairing the ship and making it top tip shape. Even the captain and the commander both appreciate you. After that, Droll, what do you do?
Just like I said, I'm staying. I'm keeping watching the protest.
All right, you're just going to sleep up there and stay up there even with the wind and crazy weathers?
Yep.
You have any kind of sleepwear or weatherwear or
I have a rope that can keep me latched to the two up there.
you got the magical rope that latches you. You should have some kind of sleeping knapsack and whatnot to keep you good and warm.
Yeah,
Or
I've got bedding wear.
if you notice where the one guy was that you decided to give him a shower, he there's a knapsack area right above where his head was, but he wasn't using it at a time.
Yeah, I have my own.
All right. You can sit up there and go to sleep and rest until it's time, except for when the times you're looking around scouting. Be mindful there are things that can attack you while you're sleeping if you're just up there by yourself. You risk being a target.
Well, he's mainly up there keeping watch. He's like,
All right, so if you're staying awake as long as possible, that's one thing.
yep.
All right, so for Princess Ophelia, she watches for the resurrection before she leaves, and looks and sees how the core is that runs the ship and makes the cover of that. Asks questions of each captain, each person. Sees all of you guys doing your stuff. Sees Fleming repairing and cleaning up always. Sees Droll always scouting out, making sure everybody's safe. Wondering where the Orc Man is. And then noticing and remembering the rest of the guys of the crew are here now, helping.
And
She heads
somehow
to
they slept throughout the entirety of the battle.
right. They hid most of the battle. They might have helped a little bit, but not much. She goes and meditates in her bedroom quietly, locks her room, and rests, thinking about the crazy stuff that happened today. Knowing that the people that she cared about protected her and helped her out, and that there's still good in the world, and leaning a little more towards the good instead of the bad. She has pulled her away from the darkness once more. She takes a rest. So do all the rest of you later. You take a long rest.
Including Grisman.
Yeah, Grisma does too. So, on that note, this was Women's Die, everybody. Remember, it's a crazy time world out there. I'm T-O. And remember, we have next week another episode of Drunken Dragon Brawlers. Now, lead off on this same map, but we might just edit a few things depending on where we're going and flying to. At the same time, for all of you, remember Wednesdays, we have our Chaotic Minds at 9 p.m. hosted and ran by DJ Thunderbase himself, and co-hosted by Dark Trooper and me as well. So, remember, every Friday night we are here for Rolling to Die at 9 p.m. until 12 p.m. Anybody want to say anything before we end this tonight?
You said what I was going to say, but have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Stay warm, stay cool, depending on where you are, and stay hydrated.
Be safe out there.
Also, May 3rd, you can expect the new album to be released on May 3rd, and you can also expect to see me live at Turner Park in Old Town Lansing, Michigan on May 3rd at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
That's exciting. All right, guys, girls, and squirrels. Good night. Hit it, DJ.
It screams! Fireball!